Alright, good evening, everyone. I do apologize for the delay. Nothing like having an impromptu date night with the wife and losing track of time. So, you know what? That's all the apology you're getting because you know what? Sorry, keeping her happy is just a little bit more important than everyone else.
Just
Sorry,
a little bit.
sorry, but that's the reality of it.
If the Marine Corps wanted me to have a wife, they would have issued me one.
Jared, just wait until the record kicks in, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is very true.
They make a pill for that now.
God damn it. Are they really trying to make a pill for everything?
Yes.
I can't take that pill. It'll give me a heart attack, and I'll be dead in a minute.
Nope, they make another pill for people like you.
Oh, I do have a correction towards they and them from the chat.
Shut up, main gun.
They and them says wifey comes first. Not only first, but most often. You got to do things right. It's a reason why I was able to punch above my weight class, as you could say, in this realm of things.
Nope, I hear you. I hear you.
So, main gun, by the way, I've got you beat by 30 degrees. I'm at 39 Fahrenheit.
Oh,
So I'm warmer.
lovely. Right now, there's a massive Arctic air mass sitting over 4 states, and I'm in the middle of it. And it is right now about 40 degrees below normal temperature.
Oh, so you're probably getting that air mass that I'm gonna have Monday, because I just pulled up the forecast and my low for Monday afternoon and evening, 14.
Yep. They originally.
I'm gonna be take air mask tomorrow, so don't feel.
We're getting dumped on with snow right now, and they upgraded they actually raised what they predicted the overnight low tonight would be up to 5 below. They originally predicted it to be 13 below.
Yeah, a good 8-degree swing. That can be the difference between frostbite in 5 minutes and frostbite in 8.
6. Yeah.
So essentially, what you're saying is it's going to be colder than a witch's titty in a cast iron bra.
Oh shit! It's going to be colder than an ex-wife in an alimony hearing.
Oh, no. That's when she's the most hot because she thinks she's getting it all. No, I haven't been there before.
No.
Oh God.
No, they had.
Now here's the question for you. You're dealing with negative Fahrenheit lows. The last 2 days in Adelaide, South Australia, it's been over 40 degrees centigrade.
Ooh, ouch.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, see, this is why I'm glad each time we went to Australia, it was during the Australian winter, which it was still highs in the 60s, almost 70 Fahrenheit, lows about low 50. And it's like, wait a minute, this is winter for you guys? The fuck?
Yeah. Well, we had when we deployed to Okinawa. Typically, what would happen is my company would go out, and then rotating through one platoon at a time would go to somewhere. And one platoon went to Australia in August, and they had a hell of a lot of fun. And my platoon got to go to Korea in October. Yeah. That wasn't so much.
Ooh, that had to hurt.
Yeah, and it wasn't go to Korea and have fun. It was go to Korea and sit at the fucking gun range forever.
Oh,
And,
so
and we get there and we park in the middle. We get to the gun range in the middle of the fucking night because they wouldn't let us drive on the roads until after midnight. And when we wake up in the morning, we wake up to the lovely sound of incoming artillery. They were cross training Marine field artillery and Korean forward observers, and the Korean forward observers didn't care that we parked in the middle of their damn impact area. They were calling in rounds.
You were the targets for target practice.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Man.
did you like that thing that I sent you, Jared?
he really has nothing better to do.
Oh yeah, no, you wished to share that in our memes section. So
Yeah, that's that. Most things in the memes folder do end up on the slideshow. That is not one of them because
it's too small.
no, not even that. Fuck that guy.
Well, see, the whole thing is Pigs pulled me out of all the other channels except for the military channel now on the Discord.
Oh yeah, we're
But
we're doing a restructuring and everything. So yes, there are issues with the UDSA server right now because we are streamlining everything on the back end from both a moderator admin standpoint and also just an overall layout. We're getting rid of duplicate channels that are unnecessary and all of that fun, happy horse shit.
Well,
Yeah, it was
hello,
wonderful.
I
NANA.
was wondering where the channels went.
Yeah, that explains what was going on with the under construction thing.
Yeah, exactly. And Mr. Unite, not a veteran, but I popped in out of respect for veterans like my father and all his brothers, and I see 3 pussies have downvoted the show. Fuck them. Fuck those coward pussies. While normally I would agree with you, Mr. U, here's the thing. They're just driving up the engagement algorithm. Encourage them. Let them show the butthurt. Let it flow.
Here, we'll even that out.
Well, because here's the thing that a lot of people who do that don't realize is that YouTube doesn't really care if something is massively upvoted or downvoted or a mix of the two. They just see engagement, and engagement is a good thing.
Yep.
Which is why I've never said, oh, go downvote the hell out of this video. No. I just say, if they're doing a live stream, if you want to fuck with them in the live chat, go for it. Other than that, don't do anything. Don't comment on the video. Don't thumb it up. Don't thumb it down. Nothing. Just starve them. Which kind of leads into something else that has happened over the last couple days that really was surprising, and just how misguided some people can be. So some of you may notice that there will be a thinning out of sorts in the background, and it's because actually once the weather actually turns in a few weeks and I can actually start recording on the bike, the first topic that I'm going to be talking about on that channel, on that show, is actually one that Red has been waiting for ever since I first got the idea to do the Moto channel and bring it up. Because how many of you have heard the saying from your parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, whoever, that you are who you associate with? So pick your friends wisely.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to be quite the topic to kick off the show. It was going to coincide with something else that was planned and in the works, but that plan has since been circumvented in a good way. That issue has actually been taken care of, so rather than waiting until midsummer for that video, I get to actually push it back to the beginning of the regular motovlog content like I had originally planned. So yeah, just remember, you are who you associate within reason. There are times, because I will say, Pig is a project of mine. Trying to get him more on an even keel and properly targeted. And many people have said that, yeah, his behavior is not as bad as it had been historically. So it's just keeping that sort of progress. But outside of that... Go for it, Megan.
He can't have moments of being serious, so...
Yeah, well, and that's the thing is, what I noticed with Pig is a lot of what he needed was direction and another voice that he trusted and looked up to be able to tell him, no, that's a bad idea. Think about how the follow-on consequences are. Because something may seem like a great idea and may give you that sense of accomplishment and a win and pleasure in the immediate, but how is that going to affect you long-term? And while some people may not like it, that it is a very business-like mentality, sometimes that's how you have to deal with certain situations.
Yep.
As I like to say, engage brain before mouth.
Yeah. And Athens, yeah, I do apologize for being late, but the apology only goes so far as to say my wife and I lost track of time when we were out, and her happiness trumps everything else. Oh my god. Yeah. So did anyone else peek in on Non-Sec earlier tonight?
No, I did not.
Antonio Subarats versus Godless Engineer.
I
Yes,
saw it. I just didn't get a chance to watch it.
Oh, it was painfully hilarious, is the way I would describe it.
So pretty much like any GE debate then.
Oh no, because you will laugh as you watch not just GE, but Steve at the same time just facepalm so hard because of what Antonio was saying. And
You would have sworn that Red Apple's facepalm cannons were just aimed right at me.
Oh no, it went beyond needing the cannon to being the guided facepalm missile. In rapid succession, like rimfire mode.
Like slam fire.
Yeah.
So for context, what was the topic?
The part that I caught where we were getting that reaction, Antonio was trying to explain why the narrative of the Eratosthenes experiments shows that they were lying and it didn't actually happen. Mind you, he was severely conflating and fucking up the actual timeline.
Something along this lines?
Yeah. It's one of those moments I'm glad I was trying to do some other things while listening to it, because if I was just sitting here paying attention to the chat and of it and everything, listening to it, it would have been painful. And even Fight the Flat Earth in the chat, the bits that I saw, said that he went from not just face palming to not just face desking, but to literally trying to pile drive his own forehead through his desk. It was that bad.
So much like wearing these sunglasses I just sent you, Jared.
Wow.
I got it up. I can share it, but I just thought I'd share it to you first. You gotta admit though, they do look good on Palpatine.
Yeah.
If they were the actual same glasses, you can tell they're different, but still.
Yeah, but wow. But see, that's one of those, you want the person to put them on and then
Face palm.
No, do you remember the whole, do you know how you can tell if you have AIDS? Just look at your palm, and then you smack their palm, causing them to almost punch themselves in the face. Yeah, you need to get certain people in those sunglasses and do that to them, because if they're gullible enough to put the sunglasses on, you know they're going to fall for that.
I might have to send this one to GE.
Oh, go for it.
Nice.
Let's see what else we have on here.
Ooh, bacon and egg sandwich. That does sound good, they and them.
Yeah, I'm eating leftover pizza.
Okay, that's, yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. Oh, we actually had some drop frames. Aw, fuck you, OBS. But yeah, it's been quite the weekend and everything. And actually, I was hoping Cat would still be awake, but I'm not surprised he isn't. Because we could talk more about... Well, actually, you know what? No, we got you, Main Gun. We can talk about how the rotation of the Earth actually matters when you're doing a long-distance shot, because that's all artillery and tank fire really is for the most part, right?
Well, actually, truth be told, our rounds are moving so fucking fast, that, it really don't matter. I can put a round through a window at 1,000 meters, and it's just a matter of, you know, put the reticle on the fucking window and pull the trigger. So I'm not the right guy to talk to about that.
And I certainly know that shooting 30 cal at 1,000 meters, I never really worry about Coriolis, because the wind effects are probably 10 to 100 times stronger.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, shooting my gun versus shooting the modern smoothbore guns, you have to factor in something else that they don't teach in school, that you have to learn by doing, and that is that the round will drift a little bit to the right.
Because it's spinning, so it's a gyroscope too.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that's the other one that buggers up with the rifle, is the body is spinning, so that throws it around. And of course, the wind pressure gets rotated by 90 degrees, and it's center of pressure doesn't equal center of mass, so it rotates as well.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so you mean spin drift and other dynamics of the bullet while in flight are a thing?
Yeah, and generally they're bigger than the Coriolis effect.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
it kind of pushes it down the list of shit to worry about.
Yep. Yeah, I think you only have to worry about that shit when you're looking at, you know, shooting it 5-10 miles away. Then you might have to worry about that shit. But, you know, out to maybe 4,000 meters, no, you don't got to worry about that. Especially if you're shooting a round that's moving at 4,900 meters per second.
Yeah. I would think you really need to be having times of flights in the sort of 10 seconds plus area, really, don't you, for it to become a major factor.
Yeah, and well, it might have made an effect if I was shooting HEP or Heat or HEP or Willie Pete, because those are extremely slow rounds. Those are more like artillery. If I'm making a long distance shot with those rounds, you know, you fire the round, the obscuration clears, the dust and flash and everything, and then you can see again, and you're still watching your round going up in the air. So you crack open an MRE and you munch for a bit, and then you watch, is it coming back down? Yeah, it's starting to come back down. Takes forever. I don't know, but yeah, it's got to be up in the air for a good long ways before you need to worry about that. I've heard talk. Some people say that snipers have to factor in Coriolis, and I really don't think they do.
Because unless they're shooting at extremely long distances, it's always going to be much less to worry about than the wind pushing the bloody bullet about.
Oh yeah, the wind will,
and all those other things that happen.
Yep.
Well, and that's always been the thing with the snipers is your long-range shots where you do have the extended flight time. But another thing to factor in is directionality matters. Just like actually dead reckoning navigation for an aircraft, you actually do have the effect of the rotation of the Earth when an aircraft is flying north-south, because that's where the effect is exacerbated. If you're going east-west, it'll affect travel time, not direction, at least for an aircraft.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't have any personal experience with that. The only aircraft navigation that I've done personally is ground nav. In other words, my ex's dad is a pilot, flies a little bitty 4-seat Cherokee, and he would hand me the map, and I would look out the window and say, okay, well, that looks like such and such lake, so we're going in the right direction, boss.
Yeah.
And that was about it.
Well, in the NATOPS manuals, in the all the reference material and the training that I got after basic for the Common Core part of my rate training, it actually showed that when an aircraft is flying north, it actually does not fly true north. It actually skids because it is in relation to the Earth, but the amount of the skid, the amount of the deviation is affected by jet stream's specific path and also speed of the aircraft. So it's not a simple one or two variable thing. It's part of a complex picture that they actually do have to account for in navigation if they're doing the rudimentary by hand navigation and flight paths.
Yeah, and a lot of it depends on your altitude as well.
Yep.
Hey Jared, I just sent you another picture on Discord.
Also, too, when you're talking about east-west, you're talking about like the Yodvoss stuff, which does happen. So.
Yeah. Wow.
That there alone is proof that the Earth is moving. I mean,
Hey Terry.
Well, there's a number of ways that factors in too, because even Wolfie has done the basics initial measurement of taking a standard mass, weighing it at one latitude, relocating to another latitude. I think he said that he went about 100 miles away. So 2 degrees difference. And here's the key when using a digital scale. You do not re-zero it when you get to your new location. You put the standard weight back on. Oh, wow. You see a difference in the weight displayed. Yes, J. Cole, that is Bro Sanchez. He is one of the many who has pronunciation issue, which I won't knock people too much about that because there are times I myself am suspect to it. However, when you hear them pronounce it properly in one word, but then not in another, you can't help but begin to think that it's deliberate.
This is what Jared's going to be telling his kids when they're old enough to date.
Which one? Hopefully not. Well,
wait.
Wait. Then again, my oldest is only a few years away from it. Fuck.
I was just saying, doesn't Fight the Flat Earth have girls?
He has at least one daughter.
Yeah.
Thankfully for me, both of mine are boys.
Yeah, but there are women out there that believe in flat Earth too.
Yes, but the whole shotgun comment, my idea wasn't a shotgun because honestly, most people think shotgun. It's like, oh, pellets. Pellets at the right distance don't really matter. My plan was to have a Sig Sauer 226 and have a string of rounds right on the shelf above it with a marker. But that was only if I had a daughter.
A few years ago,
I was dating a woman that. Go ahead, Alan.
So a few years ago, my daughter bought me a painted board to hang on the wall. It said, "Dads against daughters dating. Shoot the first one, and the word will soon get around."
Yep.
So true. Or there was a line that I forget where I originally heard it from, but it made Bill Engvall. That's who I heard it from. The comedian Bill Engvall. He said he would go up next to the guy that was about to take his daughter out, put his arm around him, pull him in real close, and say, "You see that little girl over there? She's my world. And I just want to make one thing clear to you. I have no problem going back to jail."
Scary thing is that's almost like what it was to be on a submarine. I found the next conspiracy that NASA's supposed to perpetuate there, Jared.
Oh. Let's see this one.
Prove to me the sun is curved.
Nice. Well, it is so fucking massive, it effectively could be said that it's not if you do straight line from us to the sun. Which, who else that was listening to that when he started saying, "Oh, we don't know about the distances, they could be the same," wanted to reach through and start smacking them upside the head. It's almost like he just ignores things that he's been told for a number of years by myself and others that I know have told him this. Wow. I feel sorry for that cat.
Oh god, this is what I get for facepalm flat Earth memes.
Just for a moment, have y'all going back to the dating your daughter thing? Have you all heard the rules of dating a drill instructor's daughter?
No, but holy shit, that sounds like it could be hilarious.
All right. 10 rules. Rule 1. If you pull into my driveway and honk, you better be delivering a package because you sure ain't picking anything up. Rule 2. Do not touch my daughter in front of me. You may glance at her so long as you do not peer at anything below her neck. If you cannot keep your eyes or hands off of my daughter, I will remove them. Rule 3. I'm aware that it is considered fashionable for boys of your age to wear their trousers so loosely that they appear to be falling off their hips. Please do not take this as an insult, but you and all of your friends are complete idiots. Still, I want to be fair and open-minded about this issue, so I propose this compromise. You may come to the door with your underwear showing and your pants 10 sizes too big, and I will not object. However, in order to ensure that your clothes do not, in fact, come off during the course of your date with my daughter, I will take my electric nail gun and fasten your trousers securely in place to your waist. Rule 4. I'm sure you've been told that in today's world, sex without utilizing a barrier method of some kind can kill you. Let me elaborate. When it comes to sex, I am the barrier and I will kill you. Rule 5. It is usually understood that in order for us to get to know each other, we should talk about sports, politics, and other issues of the day. Please do not do this. The only information I require from you is an indication of when you expect to have my daughter safely back at my house, and the only word I need to hear from you on this subject is early. Rule 6. I have no doubt you are a popular fellow with many opportunities to date other girls. This is fine with me as long as it's okay with my daughter. Otherwise, once you have gone out with my little girl, you will continue to date no one but her until she is finished with you. If you make her cry, I will make you cry. Rule 7. As you stand in my front hallway waiting for my daughter to appear and more than an hour goes by, do not sigh and fidget. If you want to be on time for the movie, you should not be dating. My daughter is putting on her makeup, a process that can take longer than painting the Golden Gate Bridge. Instead of just standing there, why don't you do something useful like changing the oil in my car? Rule 8. The following places are not appropriate for a date with my daughter. Places where there are beds, sofas, or anything softer than a wooden stool. Places where there are no parents, policemen, or nuns within eyesight. Places where there is darkness. Places where there is dancing, holding hands, or happiness. Places where the ambient temperature is warm enough to induce my daughter to wear shorts, tank tops, midriff t-shirts, or anything other than overalls, a sweater, and a gooseneck down parka zipped up to her throat. Movies with a strong romantic or sexual theme are to be avoided. Movies which feature chainsaws are okay. Hockey games are okay. Old folks' homes are better. Rule 9. Do not lie to me. On issues relating to my daughter, I am the all-knowing, merciless God of your universe. If I ask you where you are going and with whom, you have one chance to tell me the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I have a shotgun, a shovel, and 5 acres behind the house. Do not trifle with me. Rule 10. Be afraid. Be very afraid. It takes very little for me to mistake the sound of your car in the driveway for a chopper coming in over a rice paddy near Hanoi. When my Agent Orange starts acting up, the voices in my head frequently tell me to clean the guns as I wait for you to bring my daughter home. As soon as you pull into the driveway, you should exit your car with both hands in plain sight. Speak the perimeter password. Announce in a clear voice that you have brought my daughter home safely in your car. There is no need for you to come inside. The camouflage face at the window is mine.
The more recent one, the more recent update is instead of a helicopter over Hanoi, an insurgent in Mosul.
Yep.
Oh God, Minecraft.
I sent it to you as the RPP meme. Remember Brainy's video on them?
Oh yeah. Main gun from the chat, PC Craft. As a proper Westpac sailor, those rules are all easily broken.
Well, I had a lady that I was dating that had a teenage daughter, and my girlfriend worked nights, so I stayed at home with the daughter. And it was a Sunday night, and there was a boy coming over of about 16 or so, and he came by, and he was only there for about 15 minutes, and then he left. Okay. As soon as he left, she runs upstairs, this girl runs upstairs, grabs the phone, calls her mother at work, and says, "You will not believe what he was doing when I invited Joe over to the house. He was cleaning his gun at the kitchen table. Can you believe that?" And I thought, what the hell? It's Sunday. Sunday is when I clean the SKS. Where's a better place to clean the SKS than the kitchen table, where the nice open flat area?
Nice open flat area, plenty of light, easy access to the wastebasket.
Yep, exactly. And both 30-round magazines sitting there. So, yeah.
Now the question was, were you already doing that before knowing that he was coming over?
Actually, yeah, I was. I didn't even think about the kid coming over. But once it was pointed out to me, you damn well better believe I had that thing standing by just ready for a cleaning.
See, that's the thing, is sometimes they don't realize, is like, no, the timing can be amazingly beautiful. Yeah, some people just don't appreciate the finer points like that.
Yeah.
Or like this.
I'm surprised Antonia didn't come up with that one.
Given time.
Why don't people who ask that question have a tail?
Because it got stuck in the door.
Hmm.
Well, they usually have pants on. You don't know if they have a tail or not.
Yeah, true enough.
From Skydog, SKS, easiest gun to clean in history. Wish I still had mine.
Yeah, me too. You and me both, brother.
Oh.
I don't know about that. I mean, my Benelli's were fairly easy to clean. I enjoy my.
I want to know who the artist was that did that. Or if she just sat on something while it was still wet.
I don't know, but
No, she couldn't have just.
I could research. I could just stand to research the flat Earth a little bit more.
Yeah, well, yeah, it'll still be wrong, but you can definitely keep researching it.
I gotta learn how to tattoo.
The
I
problem
got a friend
is...
of mine who was. Oh, yeah.
No, see, the problem with that one, though, Main Gun, is you'll have a lot of dependas who want to do something right along the bikini line.
And?
Dependopotamus, are you sure you want to go down to that area?
Oh. Yeah, well.
Terry, I didn't see it on that map. It doesn't exist.
Oh, you know what? I think we need to research that a little bit more. Let's go back. What are we looking for?
New Zealand.
Australia.
Let's see here. I definitely see Australia. Not all. that section where Sydney's supposed to be is gone, so that must not be real.
Wait, no.
Although it could be, you know, Pac-Man moved all the way over here and we just can't see it.
Oh no, it's Terry. We're looking for where the Kiwis come from.
Yep, not there. Wait, maybe if I zoom in some more.
Well, yeah, because zooming in brings it back over the curve. Remember?
Yep, still not there. Tasmania's there though, so.
Hey, there's that.
I didn't know there was that mountain range right in the middle of Africa though. Made of denim. Oh, Alaska doesn't exist either.
Yeah,
You
I
go on
thought
a
that
boating. You go on a boating trip.
I thought that was supposed to be where the Great Rift Valley was.
Oh, that's true. That could be.
Although
You go on a boating trip on a few hundred miles off the southwest coast of South Africa. There.
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I think it's about time for an around the world cruise. But of course, that would have to coincide with a Virginia to California relocation to home port to get the most effect out of that one.
Well, now wait a minute. If we went around to the other side, would we run into the San Andreas Fault? Or not the San Andreas? The what is that?
The Marianas Trench.
Yeah, Marianas. That's what I was thinking of.
Well, see, they're really lying about the location where that is. Instead of it being in the Western Pacific, it actually looked to be just a little bit south of Africa.
Yeah, well, more exploration is necessary.
Mid-Atlantic Ridge.
Yeah. Skydog, I see a little man in a boat. Oh, that. Well played, sir. Well played.
Any of you ever played SimCity or SimEarth?
PC.
Well, and hang on. So, PC Craft has said, I see many a fine Liberty port. Yes, but no Liberty ports were more fine than Singapore. Oh, you're jaywalking? That's a $500 fine. Oh, you fall off of the platform onto the train tracks? Oh, that's a $5,000 fine. Oh, you have chewing gum? That's another $500 fine. And jail time. Oh, Athens, I hadn't gotten to take a look. I was kind of hoping Young Blue Skeptic would actually give us the answer of where that comment was. But actually, yeah, Jake, go ahead and pull up Twitter. My recent activity, I replied to a tweet that Young Blue Skeptic had posted. We need to show this comment, the original comment that we were talking, that was brought to his attention.
Okay. Give me a minute. Twitter's being slow.
And one other reason why I can't wait to ride is I really want this glove to finish breaking in.
Alright, so it's the most recent one that you did 6 hours ago? Oh, God.
Wait.
Oh, God.
You started reading it, didn't you?
I read Young Blue Skeptic's part of it. Alright. Move that.
So this is a comment directly towards Young Blue Skeptic. Look at that icon and what does... Take a guess what it apparently looks like.
I know. Here, I'll zoom in for you guys. Too much.
Alright, there we go. So Main Gun, would you like to track down this guy with me and have some fun based on the icon alone and the tone that we're seeing in this comment?
Sorry, I had to bail out there for a second.
So this is a comment that some shit stain decided to post towards Young Blue Skeptic.
Okay.
Who he's what?
Look at the icon.
Yeah, and look at the avatar of the person making the comment.
Yeah, I can see that.
So what would happen if you overheard another acting in this sort of way?
Well, I've unfortunately served with some dumbasses. So, not saying the Corps doesn't have any. They got dumbasses too, so just like any branch of the service. Don't know if he actually is a Marine or not, but, you know, yeah, I could tear into him.
Yeah, because how bad would it be to see someone from the Navy side of the combat team saying that he's a disgrace to the icon and the uniform?
Yep. It's fucking sad. It really is. There's my dad's tank platoon reunion every year. All the guys that were in the platoon get invited, including the guys that nobody likes. So, but yeah, there's I don't know what to say about assholes like that. I had one of my first jobs when I got out of the service.
This was Geo's lab experiment.
Wait. I didn't know Gio was testing on Antonia. I thought testing on sewer rats like that was unethical.
I don't know, but I mean, how else are you supposed to get a rat that dumb? Because you know this rat is at least 2 times smarter than Antonio.
If the head fits, the rest should too.
Oh, did you guys see Mel's picture she shared a while ago? The land, sea, and sky pups?
No.
No.
Aww.
No.
That's so cute. I gotta save that one. Link that one to me, Abraham.
I will. Sorry, I couldn't resist not turning it into a military thing.
Nice.
There. I'll put it in the chat for everybody. And in the internal chat here for everybody too. There you go.
The Athens. What does a rat say when it is in? What does a rat say when it's in the ass? Sexy, sexy, sexy.
I'm fucked.
I posted that video earlier. So we got bored waiting for the stream to start. So started sharing videos. So.
Oh, nice. Oh God, who? It was on Craig. It was on a Fight the Flat Earth stream. Someone was mentioning daytime or nighttime, and I had to correct him. It's like, if you're gonna say that, you gotta say it right. Where's the space puppy? Terry, that's just mean. We all know puppies don't belong in space. I mean, just ask the Russians how that worked out for them. Or are you trying to say you're a communist too?
So, Jared, did I tell you that I sent an email to Denny Hack after my representative in Congress to after the State of the Union address when a Georgia teenager made a comment about AOC?
No.
Okay. So this kid made a comment about AOC talking to another representative, and he didn't know the lady's name. He's just like, this other representative doesn't look like she's interested in what AOC is talking about. That's all his tweet said. That representative blasted him for basically not knowing her name. Now, this other representative is also from New York. What's her name? Velasquez, I think it is. I think she's the district right next to AOC's.
Okay.
So when I saw her tweet, and I'll see if I can pull it up here. I don't know if I can or not. 'Cause I think I responded to it, but it's been so long ago. But anyways, I shared with another YouTuber Denny Heck's response, which is pretty much a cut and paste response, that you would expect from a politician.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see if I can. It's quite a long read, but basically, we all have our First Amendment right, da 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 da, and unfortunately, during the recent months and years, our country has been in a long disagreement, yada yada yada, that type of spiel.
Mm.
Now, you can imagine how I took that initially, right? I'll send you his response personally, Jared. Actually, I can't because it's too long. I'll have to email it to you or something. I finally sent a response back to him, basically saying, "Thank you for your response. I, however, did not find that you addressed my actual issue. As a podcaster and a veteran in current public relations major, I understand and I emphasized our First Amendment rights. My issue, and I'm assuming that you looked at the various links that I sent you, is that one of your colleagues verbally attacked a minor for no apparent reason other than the minor did not know her name. This is an act unbecoming of her and your position. I know you didn't make the comment, however, I would have liked to hear you actually address my concern. While representing your district you were elected from, a member of Congress, like the POTUS, represents all American citizens. I feel that she needs to be publicly called out for that. I also understand that you're on the same team, but a team is only, and I parentheses team, but a team is only as strong as its weakest link. I held off on my response back to you for these 16 days because I did not like being summarily dismissed. I hope in the future that you'll read the letters that your constituents and respond to them. I hope next time you're back in the district we can meet up and have a conversation. I want our nation to succeed like you, and when one person attacks past the other, it leads to failure." I still haven't gotten a response back from that yet. I wonder why.
Well, and here's the question. When it came to his election, did you vote for him or the person that was...
I voted for him.
Oh, well, there you have that bit too.
Yep. I just don't throw that around, but All right. I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go give a dog some medication.
Now, you shouldn't say that about the wife.
Hey, she did actually just come back from a dental visit today, so yeah. But no, it's the other dog, the one that has seizures.
Uh-huh. All right, so since I missed rather large parts of the wonderful shit show earlier, were there any other highlights worth noting from the sewer rat?
Don't know, didn't see it. Looking forward to it though.
Oh,
I didn't watch it, so.
I was out having supper with a couple of sweater puppies, so I don't know.
Yeah. Again, better things to do than give an idiot a platform.
I would have watched for GE, but sometimes at some point in time, sewer rats would have talked. So.
Yeah. If
Well, not much of a trade-off, really.
no. So, what were you about to say there? You wished.
I was gonna say, they're Dave and Kyle are not violent people because they would have tonight.
Yeah. And Athens, that was the part that I caught where Antonio doesn't understand what a timeline is of something that spans months. It's like, oh, and there was another Eratosthenes, and then another Eratosthenes. It's like, no, you fuckstick. It was the same guy on different days.
Could have just stopped at Antonio doesn't understand. I mean, the rest is just
superfluous, yeah.
Antonio doesn't understand X.
And I think if this guy put as much energy and passion into his actual artwork that he has done into this stupidity, he might actually be considered a successful artist. Although, from what I heard, I think it's the very first video on his YouTube page was an interview and pretty much an introduction to the town and country of a local prominent artist. And I remember hearing someone quipped as like, oh, he just paid for them to come do that spot. But, yeah.
So he's an artist? He's an artist?
Yeah, you could call it that. No, don't get me wrong. The guy can do better drawings and painting than I can. But what is showcased in that video wasn't anything spectacular.
Where's he based?
At the time of that, he was down near is it Birmingham? He was in England at the time that video was done. I don't know if he's still in the UK or if he's in Spain.
I was going to say, you can get some British TV that will turn up for pretty much fucking anything, because you need a bit of filler somewhere on a slow news day, and we have to have locally produced news content. Sometimes it can get very inane.
Yeah, but this wasn't marked as like being for a news thing. This was like just a general like artist profile thing. Like the branding was very nondescript.
Right. Yeah, I mean, sometimes the local TV production can be a bit odd in the UK.
Yeah.
I'm sure it could be odd in the US as well, though.
Yeah, Factard.
Oh, yeah.
Factard asking if movie night is done. No, Cy is down in Florida. Because he was there for he was there for the Demo 1 launch that Red and Astronomy Live were also at. So there was no movie night this week because of that scheduling. And even then, I've been working with Psystrike in the background to try to figure out a platform for him to still stream on YouTube, because fuck Peter. Wow.
That's harsh.
Although in defense of this news article, I will say that it was his daughter that was complaining about it, not McCain himself.
No,
Well,
it's
but-
the Duffel blog.
Wait a minute, I thought McCain kicked the bucket a few weeks ago.
He did, but here's the thing. McCain still complained about Vietnam because he was a fucking POW.
Yeah, there might be something to that, you know? Maybe. I don't know. Just me.
Gotta love the byline.
Roger, welcome.
Despite Plumber.
Wow.
Oh, gotta love the Duffel blog.
Roger Wilco from Space Quest.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing about that guy. The
Coast Guard?
Coastie. Yeah, it really does show that the military really is a microcosm of the nation as a whole. You get psychotic fucking assholes everywhere. Okay, I like that one.
Oh, by our favorite byline.
That's his.
American Combat Upsurge.
Or MCU.
Real classic.
Oh wow, it's the military version of The Onion. I love it.
It is. It is. Oh.
Oh, speaking of the fucking Onion and idiots, does anyone else remember when G-Man tried to use an article from The Onion as a reference?
What? Oh, Jared.
No, but it doesn't shock me.
Yes, but the BBC have used an article from The Onion as a reference, for fuck's sake, in a real news story.
Wow. Well,
This is even funnier because of the fact that they have the Disney Cruise Line.
no. What makes it even funnier? So when they did the physical redesign and updates of all the buildings at RTC Great Lakes, they made, instead of having to go from building to building to building for Battle Stations night,
Yeah, it's all in one.
it's all in one building, and it was designed by the same animatronics team that does work down at Disney.
Yeah. Doesn't surprise me. All right. Troops in Afghanistan heartbroken after Speaker Pelosi's visit canceled. Oh, even better. Pentagon swear jar funds entire border wall after 1 week.
Oh yeah, I read that. Okay.
That would do it. That would do it.
Absolutely.
I think one Marine unit and one Navy ship could easily fund that wall.
Yep. Especially if the Marine unit is stationed on the Navy ship.
Oh yeah.
Well, and then go over to the carrier if the air wing has a Marine squadron. Yeah.
Entire military granted shaving profile following Gillette commercial. Uh, oh God, gotta love the duffel block.
You know, when was it? Was it in the 70s or was it into the 80s where Zumwalt relaxed the whole shaving requirement?
I think it was the 80s. Up through the 80s, I think is what it was.
What do you mean, beards and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ended in the 80s. That was why my dad retired. So I'm serious. He was an E8 with a beard. The beards were coming to an end, so he retired.
I can't blame him. And so, Main Gun, would you agree with that middle T-shirt right there?
Oh yeah.
Well, how about
Yep.
a Cards Against Humanity military style?
Oh my God.
Oh God, what the fuck? That looks like a Disney map in a frame.
Nice. Nice.
And just give an idea how long ago that was with my dad. My dad was chief yeoman on the commissioning crew of the USS Flying Fish, the Sturgeon class.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
JP8 diesel only.
No, the Sturgeon class Flying Fish.
Yeah, Sturgeon.
No, he's talking about the cup that was before
Yeah.
this.
My coffee is black, just like my first sergeant's heart.
Oh yes.
Ugh.
Yes, it is. I remember getting in trouble. I don't even know what the hell I did, but the first sergeant ordered me to cough up the keys to my Buick. I had an old '66 Buick, and he says, "You ain't going anywhere this weekend, Marine. Give me your keys." I said, "Well, first sergeant, can I at least give you the ignition key? Can I keep the door key? Because maybe I have to get into the car to get something." He says, "Oh, all right." Yeah, I didn't tell him that damn car was so old that the door locks were so worn out. Just about any fucking key would stick in there. You could turn the engine over, but.
Oh, and yeah, the pointless formations. Yep, had plenty of those.
Yep.
The Americans do not read their manuals.
Oh my God, what does? Got to see what the shirt actually ends up saying if we can zoom in.
Come on.
Oh, hey, Seacraft was on the Flying Fish a couple times. The thing is, around that time, my dad was on a boomer. He was either on the Grant or the Stimson at the time, which was right before I was born, and then shortly thereafter, we went up to Detroit because of his recruiting duty.
A serious problem in planning against American doctrine is that the Americans do not read their manuals, nor do they feel any obligation to follow their doctrine.
Soviet military document.
Yeah. Well, and even then, there is one doctrine that is actually held to, and it's one of the doctrines that we are different than just about every other military branch. If we're pinned down and lose immediate upper level leadership, every other nation goes into a defensive mode. Not us. That's when we're like, okay, they're there, and there. Fucking attack.
Yep.
I got a few Army friends that could use this shirt.
Yep. I've seen the same thing, except for Vietnam. But yeah, I can understand the Soviet sentiment on that one T-shirt, because they are very military operations is a science to them. They're very ABC XYZ. And the U.S. doctrine is not. It's much more fluid. Semper Gumby. Yes, yes, Semper Gumby.
I think we need some more flat Earth research. Oh, sorry, couldn't resist.
Oh, what was that? Monetization not even an option now? Fuck!
Yeah, Semper Gumby, always Semper Gumby, always flexible. Semper Fieldeus, always cleaning.
You know, and then there's the meme that we have in circulation where it's Tyrion. I drink and I know things. Holy shit, Tyrion is a warrant officer.
Yeah.
Commander.
Oh, where was that thing?
It's all since by telling rings.
Yeah, like that would ever fucking work.
Just phrasing alone is great.
Fossils of prehistoric staff officer found frozen in Afghan Connex box.
Where's Furball when we need him to defend his academy?
Oh, he should be available any time now. Advice: ask an NCO signature block. What's the rest of that one?
Hold on just a second. I'm copying the text post. Oh, okay. It's like an advice column.
Ah.
Dear signature block.
I love my boyfriend, but there's one thing that I don't love about him. His chain smoking. When we met, he'd occasionally have a cigarette at a party, but things got stressful at his work this year, and now he smokes constantly. I've talked to him about stopping, but he says that I don't understand how difficult things are for him right now. Our apartment reeks, I've developed a case of bronchitis that won't go away, and I hate being near his smell. Am I being unreasonable? Help!
Dear Sog, leadership is not about a role, leadership is not about a role, isn't about a goal. If you can't believe, you can't achieve. It's about the hustle. Hua, signature block.
Oh, it's the military version of the sports cliches.
Pretty much. Left out staff sergeant. Loss.
Group of NCOs always go lifting together on the weekends. They always come back with personal issues resolved or new training ideas. That's great, except they don't invite me. I'm the only other person of the same rank in the company, and I feel like I'm being excluded. How can I ask them to include? Dear Loss, good, better, best. Never settle till your good is better than your best. Are you in the team or on the team? It's not the strongest of the species that survives, not the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is the most adaptable to change.
Must be a different signature block.
Yeah.
Dear signature block P, my husband and I had our dream wedding last month. One strange thing happened though. Even though his platoon sergeant had been very supportive of the wedding and helpful in the planning, he didn't attend the wedding. Should I be worried?
Dear Fob, never put your own personal well-being or advancement ahead of the accomplishment of your mission and taking care of your men.
Pete Blabber. That's a great ad to put right below that one too.
Oh, there is a Twitter string that I came across where it mentioned Obama's presidency and having no scandals whatsoever. Why can't we get back to that? And then there was a comment below it where someone meticulously listed every single thing that every controversy that happened under Obama, and it's like, so are you saying none of these things actually happened?
ISIS leader has volunteers for suicide bombing.
The meme of with Darth Vader using the Force to strip the carbonite freeze on Luke Skywalker, saying all too easy.
Alright, we missed the end of that.
I'll type it.
Well, while we wait, I might as well see what Tech has to say. Or show us.
Shows up late to formation with an offensive coffee mug. Nobody says anything because they don't recognize him. They haven't seen him in weeks. The tower and the lightsaber. Nobody knows where they belong. They know it. So they leave for a 10-day pass to go hunting, and they awarded themselves.
I still like this one. ISIS leader has volunteers for suicide bombings, but no one will read his screenplay.
You know where suicide bombers go when they die?
Everywhere.
Yep, exactly.
No, the picture with this one though. Army leadership calls for disruptive thinkers to step forward so they can be more easily liquidated. Oh, pepper spray, gotta love it.
Defense Threat Reduction Agency. Okay. Wearing it felt weird. I've gained some weight, so I had to suck in the old gut a bit. I doubt anybody noticed. Nice.
So probably one of my favorite stories from the.
Whoa, back up. I saw something about 1-7.
I'll go back to the.
Yeah. Why the damn? Maybe it was down towards the bottom.
Oh, I think it was something about no liberty incidents because the boss said do the right thing.
Oh yeah.
I saw 29 Palms and
Oh yeah.
1st Battalion 7th Marines, but that's all I saw.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This is still one of the best headlines from the Duffel blog during the government shutdown.
Yeah. I could see him doing it too.
I could too. That's the sad part.
Yep, and I could see the first sergeant stand there and saying, "Put your fucking core in a fucking jar."
After North Pole moves, NORAD assures Eric Trump it can still track Santa.
What?
Okay. Began residing in the amnesty box after becoming the focus of an investigation into unauthorized drinking on post. Wow. His sleeping bag, a log of Copenhagen, and a rucksack full of MREs. Wow.
Okay.
You know, that is the creative
And I
way
like
to
the
go
Amazon
about it.
suggestions. Modern military justice cases and materials. U.S. military operations laws, policy, and practice.
Pretty short history of World War One.
It's a brilliant move, commented Lieutenant Colonel Simon Sirocco, an attorney for Army's Judge Advocate General. Under the USCMJ, nothing inside an amnesty box is subject to punishment, so they can't touch him. If you can hold out until he leaves theater, he's home free.
Or, well, but my question is, where is he relieving himself? You know what? Never mind. Please don't answer that. Wow. Ironically, the shitbag move displays more creativity, initiative, and discipline than I've ever seen. He should be recommended for promotion if he doesn't end up getting a reprimand. Would someone care to explain the amnesty box?
Never had to deal with one.
I-
We didn't have such a thing.
You know, Furball, I know you're out there listening. Link is in the usual place. Get your ass in here.
An amnesty box is where you deposit ammunition or the like that you should not have.
Oh, we did have something similar when we were leaving the Gulf. There was before we got on the airplane, we walked in this big hangar, I guess, and right at the door were these big 55-gallon drums. They were the amnesty barrels. Any shit that we weren't supposed to have, you get dropped in there before you set foot through that door. Because if you don't, and they find it on you.
I wonder what kind of stuff people were looking at that they would try to, that they would have to consider using it for.
Oh shit.
Now, how true is that about being on MREs for the long term?
Hey, Furball.
Hey guys,
Peanut
how's
butter.
it going?
Just
Did-
enjoying the Duffel blog.
All I can say about MREs is peanut butter.
I was on a submarine. We never had MREs.
If you want to read
kinda
an
hate you.
interesting article, look up "Suicide by First Sergeant."
On the Duffel blog site?
Yeah,
Suicide.
I'll just use.
Soldier with 33 ASVAB apparently smart enough to be a Suicide Watch battle.
now there should be an article in there about how some soldier did something so stupid right in front of his first sergeant. The first sergeant lost his mind and murdered him. CID investigated and determined that it was suicide by first sergeant.
That sounds about right.
Wow. Hey, Okinawa.
Yep.
Female Marine charges
Hurrah.
obstacle course with sexual harassment.
Tekka's got a meme for us. Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, at any
Yeah,
rate,
you
that
wanted
is
to come
undermanned.
Oh, sorry,
Wow.
I'll be back in a minute, guys. I got to figure out where I need to go to get my next flight. I'm lost.
Roger that.
Isn't that typical for the Army, though?
I didn't say it.
Ooh, more.
Nope.
Aww.
Company commander suffers existential crisis after losing green notebook.
Oh Christ, do they still have those?
Yes.
I bet you can order those on Amazon.
man.
Yes, you can. And I know that because we have the same pass-down logs at each of the machines at my airport.
I used to have to write a whole fucking dissertation in those sons of bitches every time I was the duty NCO.
Ooh, someone found it.
Oh, they did?
In the live chat, the elephant in the room found it.
Oh, it's a YouTube. Oh,
Fort Hood.
Good old Texas.
Army CID personnel at Fort Hood confirmed this morning that Private First Class Wilson Jennings Jr. committed suicide by First Sergeant, and his death will not be ruled a homicide.
quote, this case displays all the classic suicide by proxy signs, end quote, confirmed CID spokeswoman Allison LeMay. Quote, unbloused boots, out of reg sideburns, shamming out of work details and missing medical appointments, failing to sign routine paperwork properly, necessitating much more administrative oversight, end quote. Quote, the final straw was his field loss statement to First Sergeant, which he claimed to have lost multiple TA-50 issue items.
Jennings, an 88M truck driver assigned to the 1st Brigade, Iron Horse, 1st Cavalry Division, was originally taken to Darnell Army Medical Center with severe crush injuries and lacerations on his face and torso. Doctors attempted unsuccessfully to revive him, and Jennings was pronounced dead in the surgery room in the emergency ward.
Wait. Jennings, 21, is survived by his wife, 46, and their 3 adult children. And her 3 adult children.
Wow.
Harold C. Barnes, the senior NCO in Jennings' company, was initially arrested in connection with the death after MPs responded to the scene in the company orderly room, found Jennings unconscious on the floor. Barnes had blood all over his uniform, according to one witness, and he was holding Jennings' field loss statement for $3,500 worth of TA-50.
Wow.
While Barnes was held at Fort Hood Disciplinary Holding Facility overnight, investigators eventually determined the private had essentially committed suicide by dropped all charges against Barnes. I wonder what BM's thought was when he first saw this come across the...
Oh, well, once he finds out where the hell he's going for the next leg of his trip, we'll find out.
Oh, God.
That sounds like something First Sergeant Jones would have done.
I mean, like, I can seriously see this type of thing happening in the military, just period.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, what? Just wow.
Yeah. Barnes will undergo therapy to recover from the trauma incurred during the incident, the culmination of which will be a psychiatrist-supervised firing of Jennings' mortal remains out of a howitzer.
We see this in the civilian world all the time, LeMay said. That is suicide by cop or individuals diving into traffic. It's a way for them to mentally separate themselves from the act, yet still achieve the effect of killing themselves. It relieves them of the responsibility in hoping that suicide by proxy is not as egregious as committing the act in their own hands. PC Craft. I bet the wife was a stripper too.
Okay. I have to ask this quick question. How many of you guys know somebody when you were in who wound up marrying a stripper?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Good friend of mine did. And here's the kicker. It wasn't just that she was a stripper, or sorry, exotic dancer. Take a wild guess where they met.
Hooters.
No.
At the club.
Nope, not even at the club.
Philippines?
Nope, this was still in Florida. It was still in the States.
Let me guess, somebody else brought her back to the barracks.
Walmart.
And he fell in love with her.
It wasn't the barracks. It was out at a friend's apartment in the middle of an orgy.
Ah, jeez.
That's where you fall in love.
Jay, there was a link to a story about First Lieutenant goes missing after chewing up command Sergeant. Oh, yeah.
From Charlie Mike.
Oh, God.
Alpha Company soldiers and military police are searching for Second Lieutenant Trevor Senseman after he reportedly ordered the Brigade Command Sergeant Major to stand at the position of attention before addressing him, sources confirmed today.
I want to see her in 3 days.
Wow. I know every lieutenant has their screw-ups, but this? Not good.
Upshaw is currently due to change out of command in 3 weeks, but the date could be pushed back until his company chief executive officer whereabouts are determined.
Yeah, during Motor Pool Monday, when Brigade Sergeant Major Billy Jackson paid an unannounced visit to greet and observe soldiers, according to sources. "We scrambled around the second we saw him," said Sergeant Dan Parsons, "but he waved and told us to carry on. He was drinking coffee out of a ceramic mug and just wanted to get away from the flagpole." Motor pool ops eventually returned to normal until Second Lieutenant Trevor Sensman confronted the Sergeant Major. Sensman approached Jackson and demanded confirmation on whether enlisted soldiers still had to salute officers. Oh,
Oh, God.
The pucker factor was off the charts, Parsons said. "The sad part is we have a giant no hat, no salute zone posted in our AO."
Jackson reportedly smirked at the second lieutenant as the second lieutenant continued shouting. That's when the lieutenant told him to lock it up. Sources say that the sergeant major polished off his coffee, clicked his heels together, and rendered the salute with a loud, "Sir, forgive me, sir." "I am a captain," said Upshaw. "I've paid enough dues to get away with being a passive-aggressive smartass to a sergeant major, but hemming one up, I still wouldn't go there."
All soldiers who witnessed the exchange claimed the confrontation appeared to be over. However, when Sensman failed to report to duty after lunch, soldiers started to speculate that his absence might be connected to Jackson.
I thought maybe Trevor's had a dental appointment set up, Shaw, but I noticed the orderly room soldiers were more unsettled than usual. They told me what happened. With the help of his first sergeant, Upshaw brokered a meeting with the specialists rumored to be active leaders in the local E4 mafia. Specialists offered no inside information despite offers of 4-day passes and additional duty exemptions. They also declined to accept any concessions in exchange for their support, claiming the well-being of one lieutenant wasn't worth the risk of retaliation from the small but powerful E9 clan.
Yes.
Jackson refused to speak with reporters, but replied in an email that Sensman wouldn't be the second lieutenant to have wandered off and gotten lost, and likely won't be the last.
Yep.
Nice wordplay with that last one too.
Yep.
Oh, goes right along with that land nav meme that we have in the slideshow.
We had a new lieutenant in the platoon that insisted on being saluted every single time you saw his ass. Now there was an unwritten rule on the tank ramp. Only on the tank ramp. But on the tank ramp, you got one salute a day. That was it. Because we're working. We got too much shit we got to do. And he wasn't going to accept that, and so we learned his ass. He would be on the tank ramp before the rest of us were, waiting for us. And so the sergeants had us, before we got there, had us line up single file as we went past him, and he had to salute every single motherfucker in the damn platoon as we went past. And 3 days this went by, and he finally had enough, and he conceded. But
we had the same practice in port, so.
Yeah.
Well, then again, when you're on a sub in port, it's not like you're outdoors enough to warrant wearing the captain requiring to salute unless you're actively on watch. That requires it.
Well, the thing is, like when topside or pier, one officer a day, the first time you see that officer, you salute him.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
But we only have 11 officers, so.
7 Habits of a Highly Effective Suicide Bombers.
Well,
Practice.
see, and actually, you just pointed out a good reason why. One, I'm glad I was the rank I was when I got to the carrier, because I never had to stand a quarterdeck watch. Ha ha ha. The only watch that... There were 2 watches that I actually had to stand. One was Shore Patrol, which fucking sucked. It was the only thing I didn't like about making E5. It's like, oh, now you're going to be on Shore Patrol. Fuck! And the other one was Duty Admin, where overnight I got to go sit up in the admin office of the department. Yay.
Well, there weren't on the boat though in port. You were either standing topside or below decks, because there really wasn't that many import watch stations.
Yeah.
Afraid of talking on the radio. Millennial Snapchat for fire.
Wow. Command climate survey filled out in bile. Point counterpoint. If Colin Powell were alive today, he'd be 82 years old, versus I'm Colin Powell and I'm not dead.
Oh.
Lantnev. Oh, gotta read that one.
Yes, we do. Oh, God. A lieutenant in the Army's esports team was reported missing early in his training. Leaders are conducting a thorough search before a virtual storm makes rescue efforts dangerous, source confirmed today. Oh, Jesus, I'm going to have to go to bed soon.
Yeah. Hundreds of soldiers have flocked to represent their service branch in popular games such as Call of Duty, League of Legends, and Fortnite since the Army's announcement of plans to create a number of sponsored professional esports teams. The Army recently completed its first pre-screening cycle for what will become its Fortnite team. 150 soldiers undergo an intensive selection cycle in the hopes of earning the coveted Fortnite Ranger tab and a spot on the esports roster. Second Lieutenant Joshua Snipes Sykes, a recent graduate of West Point and one of the 4 Fortnite platoon leaders, was reported missing just a few days after the start of the selection process. Sykes and his platoon were out on a regular routine navigation exercise when the lieutenant took a wrong turn, according to Staff Sergeant Elizabeth Mountain Dew Hernandez, a spokesperson for the Marketing and Engagement Brigade at Fort Knox. Snipes and his team were en route to Polar Peak from Pleasant Park. Upon arriving at Tilted Towers, the first rendezvous point, Platoon Sergeant First Class Jason Doritos Kissinger noticed that the lieutenant was no longer with them, Hernandez said. Honestly, could be anywhere, Doritos told reporters as he expressed his dissatisfaction and concern with a heartbroken emoticon. The best thing that we can do now is hope that he can manage to look at the top of his screen to see in which direction our markers are.
The search area has been widened to include all of the spaces between Loot Lake and Paradise Palms. We just hope that we can get to him before the storm does, Doritos said, as he rallied his team after an intense dance-off to go find the missing lieutenant. God, I am so copying this one. Right. I gotta go to bed. I have to be up at 3:30. So
yeah.
All right. You
guys have a good night.
You too.
Can't spell lost without LT. Oh, it is so true.
A lieutenant and a map.
That's a
It doesn't even
dangerous.
need a joke.
It's a dangerous combination.
I'm glad our lieutenants didn't
I was
do
about to say.
But you know, it was a shorter episode. It was a later episode. I myself am tired, and you know what? I'm anticipating being woken up by work in a few hours, so I should probably get some sleep myself. And that. Wow. Hopefully, this upcoming week we'll be back onto a better schedule. And with that, everyone who made it, thank you, and we will see you next time.
Night, guys.
See ya.